Hey there! So for as long as I can remember, Star Wars has been a part of my life. It's practically part of my origin story. I don't remember a time not knowing the story of Star Wars. Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia and Han Solo have always been characters that I've known. And despite the fact that I've pretty much always loved these movies, something about science fiction for me didn't quite translate from the big screen to the page. I was never really a big science fiction reader until well into my adulthood. And the truth is, I just accidentally got into it. I was so convinced it wasn't for me. I was convinced that science fiction books must all be spaceships and wars with aliens and giant slugs, and I have no idea where I got this idea, but still, something about reading sci-fi was just more than I was willing to handle. And like I said, it became something that I've loved entirely by accident. Marissa Meyer came out with this book, Cinder, the first book in the Lunar Chronicles. It's a science fiction retelling of a fairy tale. And this first book in the series, you might be able to guess, is inspired by Cinderella. Instead of having a glass slipper, our Cinderella has a robotic foot, because she's part cyborg and there's all kinds of other things happening. The fairy tale part was what sucked me in, and before I knew it, I was very interested in this plague that was ravaging the planet, and how could the scientific advances and spaceships and everything and androids really work into this story. There was science, but I was invested in the characters. It was a story about people. And apparently science fiction is something I totally and completely love. Same can be said for one of my other favorite science fiction novels, The Martian. I adore this book. I think the movie adaptation is incredibly faithful to it. No aliens here, but Andy Weir, the author, truly did his homework in that he really thought about what are some obstacles and what would some options be if we really did get to Mars and leave someone behind. Totally accidentally. But really, what would it look like? How would farming work? How would survival work? How could some of the missions that have happened in the past be a part of our Martian future? I really think this is a great book in that it grabs you by page one and doesn't let you go. No aliens, just, again, a story about people. And from these stories, I've been much more willing in recent years to expand my sci-fi horizons. This book, Toxic by Lydia Kang, is something that I have been so curious about for years, and it actually took me a while to find because originally when I first heard about it, it had a different title. And the idea is, what if you had an organic spaceship? In the truest sense, what if this spaceship was living, and what if it was dying? And what if someone was still on board? I am so eager to get into this story. And then from one of my powerhouse favorite duos, we have Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, who wrote the Illuminae series. They also have this new series, Aurora Rising, which the sequel is coming out very soon, if not already by the time you're watching this. And it is a bit of a Starfleet Academy. They are living in space, they are going to be flying spaceships, they are going to be taking on a war and God knows what else, but they're not the heroes we wanted, they're the ones we could find. Again, suddenly the setting of space on a page, it appeals to me in the same way that Star Wars did all those years ago. It doesn't have to be slugs, it doesn't have to be sandmen, all of those things I was afraid of, but it can be. And as I've gotten older, apparently that's something that doesn't freak me out quite as much as it used to. So even if you feel like science fiction can't be for you, give it a shot. You never know what you're going to find. If any of these stories sound interesting, I highly recommend that you check out what offerings are available through your local library's ebook system right now. And if you are in the mood to purchase something, or if that's something that you can financially afford, I really recommend that you reach out and see what independent bookstores are near you, are shipping. Check out bookshop.org. Independent bookstores can really use our support right now. They're being hit hard, and we want to keep those things around in our communities. That's it for me for now. Take care. Bye.